It's a judgment of this court, you are guilty. In count 2, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony, it's a judgment of this court, you are guilty.
Now for what's tipping the scales in the case of Megan Boswell. She is the Tennessee mom who reported her baby Evelyn, missing, only for the baby to be found dead inside a trash can. Today, Boswell finds out her sentence for the remaining 17 counts that she faces after being convicted back in February. Let's take a look at how we got here.
Evelyn. Hi.
From early December of 2019 until later when her body was found, Evelyn was always in the same place. And Megan Boswell knew that. Megan Boswell knew that because she is the one that put Evelyn there. She placed Evelyn's body in a kitchen trash can.
Did she lie to the police? She absolutely lied to the police. Not contesting that. It doesn't mean she murdered her child. It doesn't mean she killed her child. What it means is that's her perception that she's going to get in trouble.
Let's get into the last time you saw her. Tell me what that time was like and when that was.
Well, actually, I want to talk about that. I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground in a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself. Because I've told them, and they're not really, taking it seriously, and if they don't go tonight, I will go myself and go get her.
Tell them why they're not.
Don't get into that. Stop.
No, you need to defend yourself.
That's all they need to know. Quit.
They already know, Megan.
So, I'm going to go back into...
Sorry.
No, it's
sorry.
okay.
Can you edit that?
I said, come high hell water. I said, I'm going to get on the phone. I said, I'm going to find my granddaughter. I said, I don't care what I got to do. I said, I want to know what's going on. I said, enough's enough.
You're telling me all these other stories that you told. All those before, those were lies. This is the truth.
This is the God's honest truth.
Okay, that timeline, all the dates that you gave, all that stuff prior, all that stuff was made up. And why do you want to come clean down? What benefit do you have?
I don't let you talk to me. To be honest with you.
Is it for me or is it for your baby?
For my baby, but you're the one who were hey, it's been going on long enough, you know what I'm saying?
And it's time to put an end to it.
A jury of your peers having found you guilty of first-degree murder and the perpetration of a felony, it's a judgment of this court, you are guilty.
So what can we expect today? Will we hear from Boswell? Here to discuss, criminal defense attorneys Joe Tamburino and David Bruno. Gentlemen, thanks so much for sticking around with us this morning. Now, to be clear, the sentencing today is not for the murder counts, but the other 17 counts that she was charged with. So why don't we talk about the goal for her defense at this point? Joe, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I think the goal for her defense is their motion for a new trial. I think they're going to be denied that motion, and then they're going to bring it up on appeal. Another goal of the defense could be not to have these the 17 charges be consecutive on what she was already convicted of, which is the murder. So those are the two things I think the defense is going to be looking at. Trying to see if they can win their motion for a new trial. I don't think that's going to happen, and then they'll do an appeal. And second, not to have a consecutive sentence.
David, do you think we will hear from Boswell at all?
You know, I think so, personally. This is a difficult case. I mean, more and more we're watching these cases of child abuse and these young victims. And I think certainly if she wants to kind of spare what she can, that would be something to do. The concurrent consecutive sentence on the life with parole is critical. Because right now, she would have to do 51 years, because that's what the jury recommended with parole, and she would be eligible at least at 69. That's assuming everything goes concurrent. But if it's consecutive, then that will be stacked on top, on top, on top, and then it'd be basically securing her fate in prison with no chance of getting out.
Let's go ahead and play a little bit of what Megan had to say during her police interview. Let's play that.
We went to go out to eat, and then my mom came and got her. She was wearing a little hot pink tracksuit, with the matching bow, little matching shoes. I was trying to protect my mom, maybe in hopes, oh, well, she'd just tell them where Evelyn was, but obviously she's not going to. She's very sweet. She loves everybody. She's never been mean ever, which I'm very thankful for. She's just a really good-hearted baby in general.
You believe you know who has her. What do you have to say to them?
Just bring her back. I just want her back. That's all I want.
And Joe, that was actually an interview that she did with a local television station there, but it did come out. We were there for this trial. It did come out, and they played that during the trial. We heard her there, and we've seen this time and time again throughout the years. Women come forward, men come forward, and they tell a story, and then they go to trial, and we find out that story was not exactly true.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, all you have to do is just rewind the tape, hit play, and it's the same thing over and over again. The baby's missing. They go on a search for it. The mother or whoever the alleged perpetrator is gives a story, maybe gives a couple of interviews, and the next thing you know that there's all this overwhelming circumstantial evidence and sometimes direct evidence of the murder. You know, I always thought in this case that it should have been pled out. Whenever you have a case where a mother kills her own child, of course, as a prosecutor, you're going to want to get the most time. However, you should also try to see if you could work it out. Why do you want to do that? Because you don't want to go through a whole trial. This person is very young. A lot of these cases, the mothers are less than 30 years of age, and there's usually some other concomitant issues going on basically at the same time. So you try to work it out. I don't know why this one wasn't worked out, but I would imagine the defense tried to. I would have if I was her attorney. But, you know, clearly right now, I think the judge is going to do a consecutive sentence, and I think she's going to spend the rest of her life in prison.
And David, during the last trial, we heard some emotional victim impact statements. Megan's mother spoke, very emotional. Do you think we'll hear any further statements today?
Oh, yeah, you're going to hear plenty from the state side, for sure. I mean, the victim impact statements, we saw in the Adelson case with the parents of Dan. We're going to see it from other interested parties that the prosecutor brings forth to present victim impact as part of the sentencing, which is the prosecutor's right as well.